I've been around music really most all my life. I mean, I grew up, mother was a gospel singer. You know, I always went to all the big singing. She was there, and we were always drug all of us kids along. And then as I grew older, I learned how to play the guitar, and then I had a little band. But through all the music things that I went through, something in the mid-70s happened to me. And it was really hard to explain, but suddenly it was more than just, you know, playing guitar and playing in the band. There was something that came over you in a really spiritual way. And I was living out of Alpine up on Lookout Mountain in the southern Appalachians. And, well, I kept walking this trail. I had a guitar. I would take it with me sometimes. Sometimes I wouldn't. But I was just to myself for so long, walking up and down the trails, you know, walking in and out of the canyon. I watched the winter turn to spring there, so I kind of watched the weather change. God, it was just absolutely incredible. And I guess I'd always tried to write songs, but suddenly I started getting this whole different way of writing songs, just different ideas. Well, anyway, it was in one of these experiences in the canyon, you know, that I started realizing my oneness with God, that, you know, maybe everything around me could be God. And I was reading a lot of Aristotle. I was reading some Eastern religions. I was reading about everything I could think of with religion. I was living by myself at this Alpine cabin, which used to be an artist colony, so it had all the ambience and the beauty of the culture of Appalachians. This was a different view of the Appalachian than I'd ever really known, because I grew up in the cotton fields and going to the Baptist church, but this was something different. Well, anyway, I had to sort of keep all this to myself for years and years. But then several years later, I was playing a gig up in Mentone, and a lady was watching me over there by the name of Edwin Gaines. And she kept watching me, and I thought, well, she's interested, and she's finding something interesting about me. Well, anyway, she was with her man, and they both sat, and they invited me over that evening. That's when I realized that there was a whole thing of new thought going on in this world out here. And for 9 years, I'd run around thinking I was the only one that thought this. And anyway, after that moment of meeting them, I realized that, you know, maybe I should go ahead and I could start releasing some of these songs that I'd written. He was born in the southern Appalachian, and he grew up on the banks of a year-round flowing stream. He drew water from the well. He thought a lot about heaven and hell. Played guitar, piano, and organ in a log cabin chapel in the village every Sunday. He would hear what the preacher said. The good will see God when they're laid to rest. Amen. But when he left the chapel every Sunday, he would go down to the canyon to his favorite waterfall. He respected the preacher, but he declared the canyon as his teacher. And he said, God is the mountain, and God is the valley, and God is the yellow in the sun. And God is the singer, and God is the song, and God is the one who sings along.
Well, Tony is not only a musician, he's a storyteller, he's a mountain wisdom fellow. He has these little sayings and his philosophy that he has, and it's all engendered in the mountain and the things that he's known, life, history, family. Music is just a small part of it. I suppose it's a large part of it, but he is definitely an experience.
Tony is one of those people who has a gift, and his gift is to be able to be with a group of people, the audience, the participants, and and read what they're feeling.
He'll go up to them and compliment them on something that he really sees that may shine about them, and it kind of lets their guard down a little bit. I notice he can get people to let down their guard because he's very sincere about how he speaks to somebody, and he puts himself out there so genuinely that it takes away other people's fear of putting their own selves out there.
As the energy builds, he knows how to keep it building and to get everybody going. Choose the songs, choose the energy, keep the energy maybe going on a song over and over again, you know, so that the energy keeps building, so that at the end of the day, I think he wants to have people feel that they had a special experience personally themselves. Maybe he called their name out and said, "Robert, you know, you're a star, I see who you truly are." But at the same time, I think he also wants everyone to have what I would call a oneness experience. That experience that people go to rock concerts for, or they go to church for, where all of a sudden you're aware that you're an individual, but you're part of a whole group that's having a very incredible experience.
During the time after I left Alpine and I was at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, I had I started realizing something that that I'd never realized before, is that you've got to love yourself. I'm telling you, I don't care if nobody else likes you or they look at you weird. I don't care what's going on. If you don't know what's going on yourself, you know, you still got to somehow or another know that you love yourself with every part. And that's when I came up with the song, Me, Myself, and I. See, I had, by the time I wrote this song, I had experienced and read everything I could read on everything from Christianity to Judaism to Buddhist to Hindu to Hare Krishna to you name it. It was all there. I knew it all. So that's how I come about writing the song Me, Myself, and I. Well, I've been a Baptist, and I've been a Jew. Lord, I've been a saint, a sinner, a Buddhist, and a Hindu. And I've sought the truth all around the world till the only truth left. You got to fall in love with yourself. I've been baptized in the river, I've been baptized in the creek, and I prayed with the holy, and I prayed with the meek. But the very best feeling, Lord, that I ever felt was when I baptized me in myself. I'm in love with myself, and myself's in love with me. Yeah, me, myself, and I, we got our own Trinity. So make yourself happy, do the only thing left. Get on down and fall in love with yourself.